Welcome, everybody, to Come Back to Love. I'm Robin Vogel. We are here on Dream Vision's 7 Radio Network. I'm so glad you're tuning in this week. I'm your host, Robin, and I am so happy to be here with you. Let me take a moment just to introduce myself for those of you that are listening in for the first time. I'm a love and intimacy coach, the founder of Come Back to Love. I'm a certified internal family systems therapist and the creator of Ready for Love in 90 Days. This radio show, is a sacred space where we explore the real, raw, and beautiful journey of coming home to love, starting within ourselves and extending to the relationships we long to heal, deepen, or ignite. Each week, I'll share powerful tools, heart-opening stories, and transformational insights to help you release old patterns that keep love just out of reach and rewrite the story you truly want to live. Whether you're healing from heartbreak, feeling stuck in familiar dynamics, or simply craving deeper connection, you are in the right place. I invite you to join me every week on Thursday at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Dream Vision 7. And you can listen in so many different ways on your phone, in your car, online, or just ask Alexa to play Dream Vision 7. Today, I am so excited to be joined by dear friend and most amazing person, Kass Thomas. I think you're zooming in or calling in from Italy, so I'm just going to share that with our listeners that we are across the international airways here. And I'm so happy to have you. I'll share with our listeners that I know you through the organization called Access Consciousness that has changed my life in the last 5, 6 years, and that you have been a certified facilitator for them and with them for 20 years, doing amazing work that I know we're going to hear about. But when I think of you, I think of this. I'll just share my impressions of like being with you, and the energy just feels like this invitation to full expression in the body and to this incredible amount of joy and deep empowerment like that resides in the belly. That's what I am feeling just being with you right here now, but also witnessing you in the last couple of years. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for being an invitation here. And I love the vibration of this. Absolutely. How
Thank
did I get so lucky?
Yeah, that's the question. How do we get so lucky?
Exactly.
So you do several different things that I would love to hear about. And I know that some of it is steeped in the body, some of it is steeped in very clear and conscious communication, which is a topic near and dear to my heart, which also relates and connects with the body, of course. So yeah, so I'd love to hear in our audience, I'm sure also, like what's your passion? What brings you passion these days and joy?
Being connected with ourselves. A lot of times, so many people want to disconnect from others
Hmm.
and are disconnected from themselves. And so I love that you were talking about the body because since I was a child, I've always been connected with my body and always perceiving the energy of the bodies of others, you know? So I
Wow.
was born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, and, people there are a little bit different and, they don't necessarily hug one another. But as a child, I always would hug people and not just a hugging like
Yeah,
this,
like a tap
right?
tap on the back kind of
But
hug.
as a child, like hugging like this, and
Wow.
then they would go like this, and I would stay, and
Mm,
then they would relax, and they would connect with their bodies, you
wow.
know? So I didn't really identify it as that as a child, but I would connect with their bodies, not just with their minds. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
so, really, that is something that all of my life I have been doing. Because why did we choose to be here, present on planet Earth?
Yeah.
You know? And what is the vibration? What is the energy that we would like to enjoy, be enjoy with, you know? And
Hmm.
so for me now that I recognize that that is when people are connected with themselves, with their bodies, and they meet someone who's connected, they actually see themselves from different perspectives. And that same that we are with people, you know, with fingers and with nose and with eyes and with ears and with mouth. Some of us are missing an ear or an eye or a finger or something like that, but we're really like 90% the same. You know, we might have different colors, we might have different hair, we might have different languages,
Mm,
right? Like we say, the first language is energy and
right.
vibration. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that 90% the same. And that one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10% difference, or even 20% difference, a lot of people consider that a something not good, but it's magical. And so we're all very similar. And the difference of others is really amazing.
Mm,
And when they're willing to be connected with themselves and with their bodies and with their vibe, then they are sharing that energy, that vibration with others, you know, and with the world, with the planet, with the animals, the trees, the flowers, the bees, the
mm.
moon up above, and the stars in the sky.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I hear a song coming.
Yeah,
I want to go just back to the first thing you said because it's so powerful. So it's funny because I'm in Boston in this very moment, and I grew up in New York where people did actually hug. It's different than Boston,
yeah,
but Boston definitely has that reputation. And part of my work and part of your work in intimacy and helping people connect, whether it's through their bodies or through communication. And we both do this work in parallel, but with some different, definitely in different ways and different formats. But bringing it back to that first hug where you described it, I know for our listeners, just to give them a visual, where like you ever like have this experience where you go to hug someone and they're almost like baby burping you, right? They're just like patting you on the back, like we used to do to get like a burp out of a baby. And it's like, no, that's not what I want. That's not what my body wants when I go to hug somebody. But I just want to emphasize that you, as a child, I certainly did not know this as a child myself, but you, as a child, came in, it sounds like, with like just this presence and awareness that holding and being present is what our bodies desire. And it sounds like you just like let the the baby burping happen and then it stopped and the person could actually relax and take in the hug. That's like such a huge gift, really.
absolutely. Absolutely. And when you are present with you and your body and you hug someone, they don't feel, you know, like they're being, you know, manipulated or, you know,
Yes,
really, you know,
seduced.
anything like that. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, that is something later in life that I got when I was in my first year of elementary school, you know, in Boston.
Wow.
When my mom and dad came, you know, because that what they come, they have parents come and they tell people, and they said, you know, she's A plus. She got A plus in everything.
Mm.
Um, but she talks with everyone.
And she's
And
hugging everybody.
she talks with everyone. And so, you know, that is something, well, if you're in a school with someone, if you're in a class with someone, you know, who and what are you disconnecting from
Mm,
that doesn't allow you to be the brilliance that you are,
mm.
you know? You don't have to, and even with animals, those animals that might bite you or might,
Yeah.
that might, I was in Australia and I was like, oh, I'm going to go for the seaside. I said, oh, well, there's these animals in the sea that if they come and bite you, you will die.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, and I went into the sea and when I'm connecting with the animals and I was like, no, no, and they went away, you know? So
Yeah.
how is that presence, that
Yeah.
presence with you
Hmm.
and with your body and with your, spirit, and infinite
Yeah.
being? How is that actually something that invites more for your life? You
Yeah.
know,
Let's
it's,
start with like how to do that. I mean, just I know you're not living in Boston now, but it's not an unfamiliar concept that people spend a lot of time in their minds, a lot of time thinking, overthinking, obsessing, trying to figure something out. And there's so much brain power and energy expended in that. And then there's often a disconnection between the mind and the body, and really the whole being and the body. In Tantra, we spend a lot of time getting and inviting people back into their bodies so that we're able to feel ourselves and who we truly are authentically, and then able to move through the world making decisions that are aligned with all parts of ourselves and not just our minds. So let's just say like there's a lot of disconnection and like how do you invite people back for how do they even know they're disconnected might be the first question.
absolutely. Well, when a lot of times we're connecting with other people, but if we're not present with ourselves, then they may not be connecting with us. And so we're feeling a bit wrong. So just talking to your body, you know, recognizing what's unique about you is my 7 steps to flawless communication.
Mm.
It's a book, a workshop, and
Yeah.
a song now.
Oh.
the recognizing that when you are connected with you, how you can actually be an invitation for others. That step one is recognizing your magic. And you can even do that. I play with that with, asking people what's unique and different about you, you know, something like that. And I have people play with that in the workshops. And I ask, when you ask someone, you can ask it in your own unique way. But when you ask someone, which was the response that they gave that actually, huh, made you feel different, you know?
Mm.
And so not only is that for people to recognize about them what other people can, receive for them, but also the people listening to them
Yeah.
actually know when they connect. So that, communication, when you are connected with you, it's
Yeah.
quite flawless, not right or wrong, or good or
Right.
bad. It's
Yeah.
just flawlessly yours. Yeah.
Mhm.
So when, talking with the kids always, and
Mhm.
my parents, when I was a teenager even, they said, you're talking with everyone all the time. And you are, my dad, everything I buy for you and give to you, you give to other people. And, and, and when someone is, having a problem, you're like, oh, and you're feeling bad for them, and you might even cry. So they were saying that to me. And it's just a communication with people, a connection with people. And when I went to, and I love that you're from New York and then you came to Boston, just like my girlfriend, who is now back in the States, but she was living in Italy. And thanks to her, that's why I'm sort of living here now.
Wow.
And the asking. yourself, you know? When my parents were saying, I said, "Oh, Boston, I like Boston." My mom was amazing. She was a nurse and she worked with so many people, many different cultures and religions and also languages, you know?
Oh,
So
wow.
she would always say short little things in different languages. But as a kid, we didn't know that it wasn't English until I went to
Oh.
or was an American language until I went to New York and I, would say some of the stuff, that I had been saying and my mom had been saying all my life. And people were like, how do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know Hebrew? How do you know Arabic? And I was like, what do you mean? How do I know it? Well, you just said this. And I was like, oh, and I talked to my mom. You know what? The thing about my mom, thanks to my mom, she
Mm,
never was trying to articulate. She was just being who she was,
that's
which
so,
is amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. And so when I was in New York, the people from different, cultures and languages, they were like, we've never in New York University, so many different people from around the world. They're like,
Yes.
we've never, ever had anyone, seen anyone like this, like you. And this the way you communicate, the way you are present with people, you would blah blah blah. So when I went back to Boston for Thanksgiving, or something with my parents, and they were like, you're talking with people, you're doing this, you're doing that, and I was like, look, that's who I am. That is who I am. That works for me. People were so happy in New York, and I just want to share this with people. Please know one of my you know, different articulations. You can never get you wrong.
Mm,
Okay? There is no one in the world who does you better than you.
mm,
Let me say
beautiful.
that again.
Yes.
You are the best version of you that has ever existed.
Mm,
So please do not try to be like other people. You might see people and say, "Oh, I really like that. How could I do that? Good for you that you're doing that. How can I do it in my way?"
mm,
That's just a different way than, "Oh, I want to take that," you know? And so I said that to my parents. I said, "Look, this works for me. This is great. I love communicating with people. I love being present with people. It works for me." And you know what my parents said? My parents. Your parent might say it in a different way, or your family or friends or relationships. My parents said, "Oh, if it works for you, then
mm,
that's great. We just were actually trying to make sure that you were, happy and not being, you know, abused or accused by people. But if it works for you and it works for the people that you are encountering and have encountered, then that's perfect." And it was so interesting because I was saying, no, I'm not going to stop. And they were like, okay, that's fine. You don't have to. The only reason we've been saying this is because we wanted to be a contribution to you. So how cool is that? So anytime anyone, this is just the communication, in life and living and business and work and money and all kinds of things, dancing with the riches, being in line and in rhythm with the riches of our lives. Just
mm,
knowing that some people communicate in a different way.
yeah.
And, and so approaching people in a way that they're actually willing to receive in that moment, in that first moment.
Mm.
And when they relax and are present with you, then be you. You can be you. Like my buddy Dane says, you can and will change the world.
Just being you.
Does that make sense, Annie?
Yeah, for sure. I love highlighting little points for our listeners to take in. Also, always encouraging people to download the episodes when they can and go back and listen or go to the archives on the Come Back to Love page because so many gifts, so many golden nuggets in that, few minutes that you were speaking and sharing with us. And one of the things I want to just bring back to the forefront is that we're the only ones doing ourselves and no one is doing it better. And
Yes,
what a mantra to wake up to and say every single day. I'm doing, Robin, I'm doing the best version of myself every single day, like today and all the days. And no one does it any better than me.
absolutely. Nobody does you better than you.
Nobody does me
Absolutely
better
not.
than me.
And I, and sometimes when we go to sleep at night, or we may be with our minds or with our, we might go out to the planets, different planets or whatever, And
Yeah.
so can talking with your body.
Mm,
And I always invite people in my 3-day body classes and my, exchange and healing bodies. Say to people, please, when you go to bed at night,
mm,
invite your body, connect with your body. And it shows up in different ways when we're connected. Some people breathe, some people have tears, some
hmm.
people laugh, right?
Yeah. Some people do all
Yes.
three.
Yes, my buddy just was
Like
saying to
for
me,
me,
I know you never have any judgment of anyone. And if anyone has any judgment of you, you laugh.
yes.
I don't identify it as judgment. It's just,
Yeah,
it's asking your body to enjoy its pleasant slumber.
to be with you. Hmm.
Yeah. And say, I might be, flying to the moon or, off on what I am never going to leave you. Me, the spirit, the infinite being, I'm never going to leave you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here with you.
Yeah.
So please enjoy your sleep. Because sometimes, if anyone ever wakes up tired,
Mm.
probably your body was like, oh, where is my
Yes.
where is myself?
Yeah.
Where is
Yeah.
myself? So if
Yeah.
you invite your body to slumber and let your body know,
Mm.
I'm with you. I'm with you,
Staying with
the
you. Yeah.
mind, the spirit, the energy, everything. And and then when you wake up in the morning, when your body wakes up in the morning, and sometimes we have to run to, wash our hands or something in the bathroom,
Yeah.
but it just takes 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds to say, good morning, body.
Mm.
Good morning, body.
Yeah.
Body, body, good morning. Uh,
Yeah. And for those of you listening that aren't watching the video on YouTube right now, Cass had her hands on her heart, really making that connection. And it's a practice that I actually, one of the embodiment practices that I love, I learned from a friend, Nina Manelson, who just has this very simple practice what you just repeated, hands on the body and just, hello, body. Hi. Like reconnecting. We're going to get right back to this very important point and connection with our bodies. We're just going to take a quick pause for a commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Come Back to Love Radio. We are here today with Cass Thomas, and I'm Robin Vogel, your host. And we're having a really important conversation about presence, about including our bodies in our lives, and the impact that that has, actually, which is kind of where I want to go because I think people are so used to just living their lives the way they live their lives, right? A lot of things are on like automatic. A lot of people are running on hamster wheels or running really fast to get somewhere and like, falling over or knocking things down. And and the impact of not, I put it to you, what's the impact of not connecting with your body in the morning and at night and not including your body in
well,
your
sometimes, thank you for that question, because sometimes your body might have pain.
Hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes your body might have also an allergy, right? And sometimes you might be tired during the day. It shows up. You might have a headache, right? You might feel that you're wrong. There's about 1,000 other things, so I don't have to necessarily go on that. But you can always ask, am I present?
Mm.
Am I present? Am I present? And how does it show up for you, a yes or a no? How does that show up for you?
Me?
Yeah.
Uh, for me, when I feel a yes, there's two ways it shows up. One is my body is usually leaning forward, leaning in. It also feels light to me, which is a feeling I have that's sort of over my head on the left side of my body. It feels that's where the light energy
Oh,
resides for me. Yeah. The no has my body leaning away and it feels very heavy, which for me tends to be on the right side for some reason. Like
mm.
down low on the right, it just feels really heavy, like, ugh, like there's something there that I just couldn't possibly pick up. So yeah, that's how I experience yes and no.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Sometimes people feel that that moving forward as a yes, and if anyone listening to this, if you ever are moving forward and you don't feel happy, you might not be facing yourself.
Mm.
You might be reverted and with your in the back of you as opposed to in the front part of you and seeing forward. I'm
Mm.
just saying that that just came up, and thank you for sharing it. Uh,
Yeah.
and when you were talking, right, and you were saying that, I started yawning. So that's how something shows up for me when I'm actually.
Yes.
So thank you for that. And when also when you are really, present with yourself and with your body, and you're getting a yes, right? Or a no. Sometimes for me, I get the yes, like I feel my um, forehead going up.
Mm.
I ask, so truth, yes? And I breathe, you
Yeah.
know, with the or and my forehead goes up. If it's no, it sort of goes down. I feel it like going down
Downward.
into
Yeah.
my chest, right?
Mhm.
Yes and no, right? And that moving forward and moving back, that moving forward, I get that too, and moving back. But when it's not just yes or no, when it's of course, it's like an expansion
Mm.
of the head, of the brain, of the mind, of the brain, that area, the top of our head. It's like an expansion. And it's a like a opening up and moving around. It's a little bit different than a yes
Yeah.
and then of course. It's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So each and every one of us may have it in a different way, but playing with that is really, really quite great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I so agree. And I'm glad you described the two different ways for you because it is so different and there's a continuum of yes. There's a like yes, I'm willing, and then like a yes, I'm so excited. There's just like that, and that could easily show up in two different ways or many different ways as you described. And I think this piece around yes and no is such a big topic. We forget that it actually very much has to do with the disconnection from the body, because the mind can have an idea that it feels a yes to, and the body can have an absolute no to the same question or the same invitation.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so when someone's your body sort of hello, hello, trying to give you
Mm,
an adventure and an opening to see something that maybe we're not seeing, maybe we're not recognizing. And especially we might have a little bit of a twig or something in our body,
mm,
but we're still just going mentally, with something, or being structured, formed, and making something significant that is really maybe not for us. And then the body's still trying to communicate it to you, still
mm,
trying to communicate it to you, and then maybe a pain, an illness. what
Yes.
we define as illness shows up. But if you're willing to talk with your body, um, that's my step number two of the seven steps, right?
Oh,
Converse with
okay.
your body, converse with your body, and listen closely when it speaks. That's the song, you
Oh.
know? The step, the first two steps are about connecting with you,
Mm,
right? The first one is about knowing your magic. Show me the magic, not show me the magic of someone else. Show me my magic. You can look up at the sun, which is different every day, the way it goes up. You can look up at the moon. Can you show me my magic? What's my magic today?
mm,
What's unique about me today? You know, and the moment you're connected, the day goes by very differently.
mm,
So, um, step one, demonstrate your magic. Be proud to be unique.
mm,
Step two, converse with your body. Listen closely when it speaks. And so your body does speak to you. So sometimes people are, you know, disconnecting, and that's the second phase. Connect with you, the first phase, the second phase, disconnecting, the seven steps. Sometimes people have walls and barriers up, you know, and so they're not allowing any of the things that they have actually been asking for. Can't find them because they can't go past the walls and barriers. And they're
yes.
like, I don't know why this is not showing up. I don't know why this is not, I've been asking for this and it's not showing up. Lower the walls and barriers.
Mhm.
That's the step three. And this step four of the disconnecting is go beyond the mask and the veil, right?
Mm,
The mask, pretending to be, you know,
yeah.
someone else, not being, and the veil is, oh, hi, how are you? It's so pleasant to be here. You can play with those. You can play with those. However, initially, do not have them be more dominant to you than your choice
Yeah.
to play with them. And so then the third phase is about reconnecting,
Mm,
reconnecting with you. And, expand your zone, expand the discomfort, expand your limitations, expand your mental capacities to go beyond
mm,
just your physical form, but to connect, you know, with all the things that are knocking on your door and waiting for you. And
mm,
then yeah, the fifth, that's the fifth. And the sixth one is, engaging with yourself, you know, connecting with the universe and also expanding your comfort zone. Because sometimes we're not comfortable. So expand your comfort zone is step six and engage with your furry and invisible friends. Our furry friends, the animals,
mm.
they are so. I've got a doggy. I mean, if you have any
I
animals,
do. Yes. Very
what
cuddly.
kind of what kind of doggy?
A Maltese poodle. Oh my gosh, she's so soft.
And when we're connected with ourselves, when we're present with ourselves, then they're very comfortable.
Hmm.
The animals, because they just don't get that not being present. They don't do it. They don't do it like we do it. And
Yeah.
so that, yeah, connect with your furry friends and your invisible friends.
Hmm.
You know, Invisible friends, maybe some of our friends and family
Hmm.
have, left the planet
Ancestors. Hmm.
physically, and they're,
Hmm.
in heaven. They may still be present with the planet Earth. Not all of
Yes.
them. They might go out to different planets, but your invisible friends, what are they willing to really invite you to see that you haven't really seen?
Hmm.
So that, you know, that reconnecting with you first, right? And
Yeah.
then with others. And then the final one is about connecting with the earth.
Mm.
Connect with the earth, be a part of
Yes.
the beauty, and enjoy the sensations. And those are the 7 steps to flawless communication. Yeah,
Wow. Thank you for sharing all of those. So many pieces there. I feel like just to summarize it, it sounds like if I have this right, it goes from the personal to the um interpersonal to the transpersonal, like between me and me, between me and someone else, between me and other beings, and then between me and beyond the different uh, energies and beings that are out there that
absolutely, absolutely. I get that we
that
could play
known.
with that because
Yeah.
the way you communicate is delicious and delightful.
Okay, thank you.
Don't thank me, thank you and your
Thank
body.
myself.
Yes, and so, the just sharing with people some of the, things that have gone on in life and with your body. You don't try to make people right because nobody can do, me better than me, and I can't do anybody better than anybody else. It's just an
Right.
invitation
Yes.
because that for that. So I've been working in so many different areas. I shared the bio with you,
Yes,
I
it'll be in
lived
our
in
show
New York. I
notes.
lived in Boston. I lived in, and I even worked at the, news paper company, and with my mom and a Dr. Shah. He was from India, and I was like, oh, I've got to be really different if I ever go to India. Then I went to India, and people were like, oh, we've been following you on your Zooms and on your lives. Please come to your family. And I was like,
Oh,
what? So where is it? I've been all around
yeah.
Japan, I love different words that it is expressed in different
You've done it.
languages.
Yeah, and you've done a lot of travel for your teaching all over the world.
Yes, yes. And also, and is this our first time on planet Earth?
Mm. Hmm. There's a question. There's a
What had, yeah, what made us choose? What invited us to choose to be here?
at this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be a man or a woman, to
Mm-hmm.
be born in a particular place. Every place, I feel so at home in
Mm.
every place that I go, and I really enjoy um, seeing how I chose to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to your invitation to be here,
You're here.
another one of the reasons, it's like, so if we're present with ourselves, right, then we can see what we've done in the past. A lot of times, this Dancing with Riches, it was a workshop. People asked me years ago, can you, I was doing a 3-day body class, and people said, could you do the first 2 days business training? And I said, sure. How many days? 2 days. Oh my goodness. So I just downloaded that. And it's really quite, you know, structured and fun. And it's
Oh,
getting people
fun.
to know who they are. And then in France, they asked me if I could give them a book because they had been to my 7 steps classes and workshops. And they said, we love the way you communicate. Can you create a book for this? So I created the Dancing with Riches
Mm.
book and just sharing, you know, how connect with me, how in with my body, chapter 2, how in relationships, chapter 3, and sharing lots of different things that have gone on. And then how with money, chapter 4, and how with business. So the workshop is about any kind of business or work people would like to do,
Oh,
and
cool.
playing with people. It's really cool. Yeah.
Nice. And so the workshop and the book are called Dancing with Riches.
Yes.
Love that. As
Yes.
a
And the
dancer.
song, I will share it with you. It's on YouTube, iTunes, everywhere,
Yes. You're a
Dancing with
singer
the Riches.
performer. Yeah, maybe
Yes.
you'll sing a little bit for us.
Yes. Dancing, dancing, I said, dancing, dancing with riches. And it's easy. Life can be difficult. At times it weighs you down. But that's no reason to go through every day with a frown. Take a look at the brighter side. Be strong, be ready, be free. Learn from your failures and become all you can be. Dancing with riches, there is no better way. Dancing with riches each and every day. Dancing with riches, keep those negative thoughts at bay. Dancing with riches. There's so much more to say. That's just a little part of it. Yeah.
Gosh, yay. That was awesome. You're my first radio guest to sing. I love it. I love it. I'm so happy. That was awesome. We're going to take a quick commercial break and leave that energy with everybody, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Come Back to Love radio show. We are here with Cass Thomas, who just sung us an amazing song to actually to teach us about being love, I will say, and being ourselves in all aspects of our lives. And the song and the book and the program is called Dancing with Riches, which makes me so happy. And you were just saying, this is our last segment, so I'd love to hear what you were just saying about behind the scenes about music and that form of expression, which it feels so free inside you.
Absolutely. And one of the things, thank you for saying that, because one of the things I would love to invite people when you're present with you and your body, right, in the moment, then you can actually, I said this before, see what you have done in the past that perhaps you do no longer engage with, because you wanted to be in a different city or be in a different work or be in different relationships or whatever that is,
Mm,
but do something different, or it had been defined by someone as something not good, like I was saying about, communicating and,
mm,
gifting to people. And also, so you can see that and you can ask your body, you can ask your being, you can ask your soul, truth, would I like to do that? And that's something I play with in the Dancing with Witches. Is there something that I've done in the past that I forgot or that I would like to do again in a different way, or I would reactivate? And my sister, right? She's beautiful. She's amazing. She looks, younger than me, but she's 6 years older. And she said to me, Cass, you have been dancing and singing since you were 3. We would go to Oklahoma and you would be dancing and singing all the time, right?
Gosh.
And also my when I was 6 years old, I started playing tennis. And my parents, they started playing tennis maybe when they were 50 or something, and they got, you know, certificates and things. And my first husband, my current husband, my best friend since I was 5 and 6, they all are like high level tennis people, right? So I've played tennis since I was 6, and I'm part of a tennis team, not tennis club for 20 years now,
Oh,
also playing tennis. I'm not like the best tennis player, but I love tennis. I really do. And it
yeah.
makes you for me, it makes me so present. When you how you're going to,
How you're
do
moving.
right, left, right. And also and the dancing and the singing. And so what is it? This is just a question. You don't have to be a dancer. You don't have to be a singer. And you don't have to, Dancing with Witches is not about dancing physically.
Mm,
It's about being in the rhythm with the riches of your life.
mm,
And so, as when you're present with you, you can see, anything in the past. Oh, okay, that created something that wasn't great for me, but you're
mm.
aware of that, right? Because if you don't get aware of that, it shows up in very different ways in the present moment. You don't even recognize it
Yes.
until it's like, oh my gosh. So being present, you can see with the past. Ah, something showing up that I was in the past. That I wasn't choosing. Thank you so much for that. No, thank you. I'm not going to do that at the moment, but thank you for asking me, and supposed to, no, I'm not going to do it, blah, 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 being present. And the
Mm,
future,
mm,
seeing what in the future you would like to be, do, have, create, generate, and
mm,
expand, you know? And so, but you don't have to be in the future without being in the present, you
mm,
know? So that's what we were talking about at the beginning. So being present, you can ask yourself, anything from the past I want to remember? Anything from the future that is waiting for me?
hmm. Beautiful.
Okay. Any invisible friends that want to share that with me? Yeah.
Hmm. Yes. I talk to invisible friends all the time, but I don't know that I've said that on the radio yet. So there it is. I outed myself. So,
Yes.
Cass, this has been just such a wonderful, just beautifully unique, interesting, inspiring conversation. And I love the backdrop of these 9 steps of flawless communication. They feel really expansive. Like, I feel like, I don't know how long this course is, but it could be like a 20-year course. But anyway, it could be also a 20-day course. I know you can share with us in a moment, but it's a lifelong um, possibilities for growth and a greater capacity for communication that's clear and expressive and includes our bodies authentically. So I would love you to share with our listeners how they can connect with you, anything you have to offer that people can.
Absolutely.
uh,
Yes. And there's 7 steps to flawless
oh,
communication.
7. Did I say
But
9?
but what are you aware of? The
True, I
nine.
said 9, I guess. Yeah,
Yes.
you're right.
And actually it's, really something I do some training with, you know, businesses that especially, the heads of businesses, how they can communicate with their employees,
Nice.
and I invite them to come to Italy because all roads lead to Rome,
Yes.
even though I travel all around, but inviting them to come,
Yes.
to Rome and spend a weekend here, Friday, and then we at a beautiful place where we have lunch and dinner together, and then Saturday we work, and then Sunday have, half day. And people can find me on Thomas.com, and information at cassthomas.com.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And really the dancing or the singing, there's no one that sings better than you. Because
Mm,
when we're present with ourselves, we are being the vibration of our voice in a very different way.
yeah.
Getting it.
That's really beautiful. And I'll say personally, like I sing with an intergenerational chorus. And this conversation, this part of it is such a contribution to me and the way that I want to actually be, which is myself, when I sing with the group and to stay in a grounded space of connection to myself and to stay as present as possible
Absolutely,
can
absolutely. And
contribute even more.
we can be an invitation for our bodies
Mm,
to enjoy,
hmm.
and we enjoy with our life.
Yes, so beautiful.
Yes.
So in the show notes, there'll be links to connect with you. I think you have something that you'll offer, an irresistible gift that I encourage our listeners to take advantage of.
Absolutely. And the books themselves are in many different languages, and some of these the things
Beautiful.
that we'll be sharing in different languages. So I
Oh,
say, hablas
beautiful.
español? O fale portugués?
Sí, sí. Bueno.
Yes, and you see what one word is that
Mm.
in different languages that you like. And tashikular.
No,
Tashikular. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Shukran.
Oh, beautiful. Music to
Yes,
the ears. Thank
thank
you
you.
so much
Merci,
for being
grazie,
here.
gracias.
Grazie,
Yes.
sì.
And I'm looking forward to being together soon.
Yes, in person, yes. But for our listeners, love and hugs. Cass has got a heart on her fingers that she's shining out to all of you. And I look forward to being with you again next Thursday, 1 p.m. and 1 a.m. right here on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. Have a
Yeah.
beautiful day, everybody.
Thank you.